Hello children, how are you all? I hope so you are doing good. In the today's video, we are going to deal with a very important tips children, what you need to keep in mind when you are writing the exam. Yes, of course, you put lots of effort to prepare for the exams, but finally, me as an evaluator give you marks by seeing the steps what you have written. There are some do's and don'ts what you need to follow when you are solving a maths paper. So in the today's video, we are going to discuss about all those points, right, which will definitely help you to get good marks.
मेरा ये चैनल सब्सक्राइब करें और मेरे हर अपडेट आपको मिले इसके लिए बेल आइकन जरूर दबाइएगा। आप सभी को मेरी ढेर सारी शुभकामनाएं।
So let's not delay, let us start today's video. So now, very first of all, what I would like to tell you is, whenever you are writing the solutions for the questions, so first of all, you need to obviously read the question thoroughly and you start writing. Okay. So now, whenever you are having the questions on the GST, banking, shares and dividends, you have the tendency of writing the rupees with a single decimal place, right? So you don't carry marks in board exam children if you represent the rupee, whether it is from shares and dividends, banking or GST or any other chapter with a single decimal place, right? You are not at all going to get the marks for that particular steps. Clear? So what first thing is what? Always express the money with the two decimal place. Okay, always you need to express the money with the two decimal place. Example, suppose if you are writing rupees 5.2, no, it won't carry marks. Okay, always you should write it as 5.20, right? So rupees 7.8, if you are writing, it doesn't carry marks children, right? Always you should have another decimal place over there. Here if it is not there, you just write it as 0, doesn't matter. Okay, right? That is the first point. Second point is, whenever you are solving the questions on the linear inequation, okay, so and you are asked to represent the solution set on the number line. Clear? So first of all, the solution set should be written in the flower bracket only. Okay, don't use any other kind of bracket like a round bracket, using the square bracket. It is 100% wrong. It is okay. You are supposed to write the solution set only in the flower bracket, then only you are going to get the marks. And if I'm asking you to represent the solution set on the number line, what tendency you have? You are going to draw the number line children, right? And you forget to draw the arrowheads. It is always necessary that you need to draw the arrowheads, otherwise no marks for the number line. And suppose if the solution set is say for example 3 4 5, right, and you are representing over here, look at this, this is your 3, this is your 4 and 5. Always you are expected to write two extra numbers on either side of the solution set. Okay, it is very compulsory that you should write two extra numbers on the either side of the solution set. Keep in mind children. So arrowhead is must and should, and the two extra numbers on the either side of the solution set is very important. Clear children? Whether solution set is in the form of the rooster form or in the set builder form, doesn't matter. You need to write the two extra numbers. Clear? And the third point is, always you need to write the correct value of the roots, or if you are using the sine table, cos table, right? So you should always write whatever values are mentioned in the table. You should not round off the values when you are taking the values from the table. Clear? Okay, so do not round off the values. Do not round off the values from the table. Okay, so what table? It may be a square root table, or it may be a sine table, cos table. Example I'll give you. Okay, so example is, say for example, root of 30 if I want to write. I should always mention it as a 5.477. What many of you do, you will write root 30 as a 5.48, because 7 is there, you round it off and you take a 5.48 and continue with the sum. No, it is 100% wrong. You don't get marks here. Clear? And if I am asking you to find out the sine 30, or you are going to use the value of sine or cos when you are solving any questions from the heights and distances, right? Then also you need to write all the decimal places, okay, as it is given in the table. So example, look at this example. Suppose if I am writing the value of sine 75, I should write it as 0.9659. okay, you should not be written like 0.97. this is wrong. Whether if you are rounding it off to 2 decimal places or 3 decimal places, no, it is wrong. So extract the values from the table as it is given in the table. Clear? Understood? And also you have the tendency, especially when you are solving the quadratic equation, and I'm asking you to round off the final answer to 2 decimal places or 3 significant figures. What actually happens there, you need to keep in mind that if the value is x is equal to 8.468 is one value, and another value is x is equal to minus 0.923, then if I'm asking you to round it off to 2 decimal places, then x is equal to 8.47 you are writing, and x is equal to minus 0.92. If all these 4 values, okay, are shown, then only you are going to get the marks for the answer. Clear? So what you do, from the fraction directly you will round it off to this step, you are not going to get the marks. So all the 4 numbers I must know from what values you have rounded off to get the answer. Okay, right? So all these 4 numbers should be written, then only you are going to get 1 mark, otherwise no mark. Keep in mind. Okay, so now next one is, if the question is I'm asking you to apply the properties of componendo and dividendo, then find out the value of x. Okay, so whenever possible you are asked to apply the properties of a proportion. Okay, apply the properties of a proportion like componendo and dividendo. Do not cross multiply. Clear? I'll show you an example so that you can understand it in a better way. Okay, say for example, if you have a number like x plus 1 by x minus 1 is equal to 6 by 5. All right, so suppose what is my tendency, I will cross multiply it. 5 into x plus 1 is equal to 6 into x minus 1. Then I will write it as 5x plus 5 is equal to 6x minus 6. The answer is going to be 5 plus 6 is equal to x. X is equal to 11. You are getting the answer very quickly, but marks won't be given for this step in exam. What you are expected to write? Okay, you are expected to write from this step. Okay, apply componendo and dividendo. X plus 1 plus x minus 1 by x plus 1 minus x plus 1 is equal to 6 plus 5, 6 minus 5. Then over here 2x by 2 is equal to 11 by 1. So 2 get cancelled. You are getting the answer as 11. So this is what expected in the exam. If you cross multiply and find the value of x, you are not going to get the marks. Clear? Because question clearly says that apply the properties of componendo and dividendo to find the value of x. Here, where are you applying the properties of componendo and dividendo? You are not applying. You are just cross multiplying and finding out the value of x. No, that is not accepted. Clear? So always solve it like this. All right. So the next point is, listen children, okay, be attentive and grasp the things. You can make a note of all these points, children. Okay, the next point is, while factorizing, I'll give you a question like factorize the given expression completely. While factorizing, you should write f of x is equal to, say for example, I have got three factors, any of the three factors, x minus 2, x plus 3 and 2x minus 1. It should be written in this way only. Final answer should be written in this way only. Suppose if you write it like f of x is equal to x minus 2 comma x plus 3 comma 2x minus 1. No, this is wrong way of representation. No marks will be given. And some of you have the tendency of writing in sentences. Therefore, the factors are, okay, x minus 2, x plus 3, 2x minus 1. Right, here also you are not going to get the marks, keep in mind. What is the right way? Right way of expressing the factors after factorizing. How to factorize? Okay, you can see my other videos how to deal with the remand and factor theorems, right? So final answer, if you arrive at like this, all the brackets should be written continuously without the commas. These both are wrong way of representation of the answer. Clear, children? Right. So the next point is, next and a very important point is, whenever you are getting a question on matrices, you are saying, oh, it's very easy, I can easily do it. Yes, obviously you will arrive at the right answer, but you fail to express the answer in the square bracket. Clear? 2 minus 3 4 5, it should be expressed in this way only. In hurry, what you do, you express it in a round bracket. Okay, so or if you express it in flower bracket, 2 minus 3 4 5. Okay, or you don't express with any of the brackets, some of them, okay, don't use any of the brackets, so 4 5, okay, like this. All these three cases are wrong. You don't get marks in such cases. Okay, always you should express the answer in the bracket form only, that is square bracket. Using a square bracket only, you are supposed to express the any of the matrix. Clear, children? Okay, next one is, listen to me very carefully. In the chapter reflection, first of all, use the scale given. Okay, whatever scale is given, you are supposed to use that scale only to plot. Understood? And if I'm asking you to express or plot or map, okay, some of the points, say for example a 2 comma minus 3, I'm expressing it to be reflected in the x-axis. So what I'm supposed to write, so mapping a in the x-axis, I'm going to get a dash, right? So it is going to be, whenever you're reflecting any of the point in the x-axis, sign of the y coordinate will be reversed. So answer is like this. So all the reflected points should be written in the ruled page. Don't directly go and plot these points in the graph sheet. No, that is not right. First you write all these points in the ruled page. Clear? Then you use the particular scale given in the question to plot them. And always I suggest you to, whenever you plot and write, say for example you are plotting and you are getting any of the shapes, say for example you are getting any of the shapes like this, okay, like this you are getting, okay, which resembles a star, and you are expected to write it as a octagon. Okay, if it has a single reflex angle, more specific way of writing is what? Concave octagon. Okay, right, always name the geometrical figure with the number of sides it has. Okay, do not name it like a star, fish, boat. No, that is not the right way of naming a geometrical figure. Clear? Always name them with the number of sides it has. So suppose if you don't remember, 10-sided polygon is called as a decagon. No issues. Okay, no issues. You just write down it is a 10-sided polygon. Okay, if you don't remember it like a decagon, just express it as a 10-sided polygon. No issues at all. Clear? But no, don't name it as a star, kite, home, boat, like that. Clear? That is very important. In such cases, I cannot give you marks as a evaluator. Clear? Okay. So the next one is the section and midpoint formula. In the section and midpoint formula, suppose if I'm asking you to find out the ratio in which the point P divides the line joining M and N, and you will get like answer PMP by PN is equal to 2 by 3. I cannot give the marks here. Be alert, children. That's what I'm telling you. Preparation is one part of writing the exam, but how do you present the answer matters a lot. Okay, I cannot give marks here, right? So what you are supposed to write? You are supposed to write MP is to PN is equal to 2 is to 3. This is the right way of writing the answer. Do not write any of the ratios in the form of fractions. No. Okay, this won't give you marks. This will give you marks. Clear? Right. And the next one is the ninth point is very important in case of the equation of the line. Suppose if I'm giving you some data, I'm asking you to find out the equation of the line. Okay, you used any of the form of the equation, and finally you say that equation of the line, equation of required line, and you write the equation as 2x by 3 minus y by 2 is equal to 4. So this won't give you marks. See, I'm telling you again and again. Okay, you should make a note of all these things and adopt all these things in your solution, right? This won't give you marks. Okay, so because you are expected to write the equation of the line in the linear form only. What do you mean by linear form? Coefficient of x, coefficient of y, or the constant term should be a integer. It should not be a fraction. It should not be a fraction. Keep in mind. So what can you do? Suppose if you have got it, you can take the LCM and write it as 4x minus 3y is equal to 4. Then you can write it as 4x minus 3y is equal to 24. Either you leave it over here, or you are expected to write 4x minus 3y minus of 24 is equal to 0. This is also well and good. Okay, it can be in any of the linear form. It can also be like a 4x minus 24 is equal to 3y. Doesn't matter. No issues at all. It can also be like 4x is equal to 24 plus of 3y. No issues at all. No issues at all. Okay, but coefficients of x or y or the constant term should not be a fraction. Clear? It should be in any of these forms. Clear, children? Right. So the next point and the 10th point is, suppose if I am giving you a triangle, or in any of the figures you have got two triangles, what tendency you have, children? Suppose if you see the triangles over here, directly you will say that, okay, if this angle is equal to this angle is equal to this angle, then I would say that AB by PQ is equal to BC by QR is equal to AC by PR. Okay, right. Then I will get the required answer. Here also I cannot give you marks. Tell me why. Because you can arrive at the proportional sides only once you prove that the triangles are similar. So you need to establish the similarity first. Triangle ABC and triangle PQR. So angle A is equal to angle P, angle B is equal to angle Q given. Then you write down, therefore triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR by yes similarity. Then only you can go with the proportional sides. Until and unless you prove that given triangles are similar to each other, you cannot directly go to the proportional sides. Okay, if you go in such cases, obviously marks won't be given for that, right? Yeah. So the next point is in case of loci. Okay, suppose if I'm asking you to draw the locus of a point which is equidistant from the points A and B. What will you do? You will draw the perpendicular bisector. Okay, then you will write it as PQ. Just if you leave like this, again OW minus 1 mark will be deducted for not working out. What you are supposed to write? You are supposed to write okay, any point on PQ is a locus of a point which is equidistant from A and B, or you can write A PQ is a locus of required point, okay, which is equidistant from A and B. Okay, so this sentence should be written as the conclusion, then only I can give you marks. Here also there is a chance of losing a marks. Clear, children? Okay, so next one is very important. Next one is, suppose if I am asking you to construct a incircle or a circumcircle or tangent to a triangle, I mean tangent to a circle, okay, incircle to a triangle, circumcircle to a hexagon, anything. If I am asking you in 2 or 3 sentences, write the steps. Okay, sometimes in the answer key 1 mark will be given for writing the steps. Suppose if you are not written the steps and you have done all the constructions correctly, okay, you may lose the marks allotted for the steps. Don't write the steps like, no, I went to the shop, I brought the compass and I got it to the school, I opened it. No, in short you write, my dear. Okay, I'm telling you, no, in short. Okay, construct a triangle ABC, draw the angular bisectors of angle A and B. So wherever they are meeting, that is a center, and draw the incircle. In short, okay, just for the formality, you should write the steps. Clear? Okay, that is also very important. So the next point is in the trigonometric identities. In the trigonometric identities, wherever you are using the trigonometric identity, okay, wherever you are using the trigonometric identity, write the reason just beside that step. Sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. You should write this reason. Okay, suppose if you are using the identity a cube plus b cube is equal to a plus b, a square minus ab plus b square, you mention this reason just beside the steps. Suppose if you have got the answers correctly, LHS is equal to RHS, and you are so happy that answers are matching, okay, but still you are going to lose 1 mark for not rating the reason. Always have that habit of rating the reason just beside the steps. Clear? And also in case of circles, okay, please mention the reason. Okay, I have done a video on circles. You can watch the video to understand what are the reasons. Okay, you should mention the reason. For example, tangents drawn from the external point to the given circle are equal to each other. Okay, right, and the radii drawn at the point of contact is equally inclined with a line joining the external point and the center, and also tangents are equally inclined with a line joining the external point and the radius. Like this, in sentences it should be written. Okay, if you are using the angular bisector theorem, don't write the reason as a biangular bisector theorem. Okay, you don't get marks. State the angular bisector theorem as the reason. Okay, do not write just biangular bisector theorem. No, state the reason as the statement of the theorem. Then only you are going to get the marks. Otherwise, 1 mark will be lost again. Clear? And the 15th one is, suppose if I am giving you a class interval and frequency in case of central tendency, children. Okay, I am giving you class interval and frequency. You are nicely drawing the right ogive or whatever the histogram you are asked to. Okay, 60 to 74 like that. And what happens here? You forget to draw, because this is 0. Directly you will take 50. You draw it as 60 and 70 over here. Okay, you forget to draw the kink over here. Okay, so that will reduce your mark. 1 mark will be deducted if kink is not written, if the scale given in the question is not taken. Clear? 1 marks will be lost again. And suppose in the case of ogive, we have drawn a smooth S curve. Okay, you have drawn a smooth S curve, but if the S curve is hanging in the air, if it is not connected, if it is not landed anywhere, okay, if it is not connected to the origin, okay, again OW minus 1, and do not, okay, use a scale to join the points. This is very, 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 very important. You are not supposed to use the scale to join these points. If you are supposed to, if you use scale to join these points, complete marks given for the graph, okay, will be deducted. Is that clear, children? Okay, that you need to keep in mind. So the next one is the 16th point. What happens is you will write everything correctly, okay, but you will forget to answer the tail questions. What do you mean by tail questions? Okay, in the case of construction, I am asking you to construct a circumcircle to a triangle. You are constructing a circumcircle. I am asking you to construct a incircle to a triangle. You are constructing a incircle to a triangle. At the end of the question, I am asking you mention the radius of the incircle. Okay, but you forget to answer it. Okay, you will definitely oversee it. You will not observe it carefully. You will go to the next question. 1 mark is lost over there. After finding out the mode for the given data, I'll ask you to mention the model class. You ignore it. You completely, you have not at all seen it, right? You will go to the next question. 1 mark will be there for mentioning the model class. 1 mark will be there for mentioning the median class. Clear, children? Okay, so this questions, this kind of questions, okay, are tail questions, whatever I'm calling it as. So definitely that also carry 1 mark, even though your answers are accurately correct with the decimal point. Since you are not written the answers for the tail questions, minus 1. So your expectation is 80 on 80. Because of such simple things, you lose 1 mark even the answers are absolutely correct. Clear? Okay, so the next point, and a very important point, is in the case of probabilities, right? So you are expected to write the sample space. For example, in a single throw of dice, right, you are expected to write the sample space 1 2 3 4 5. You are expected to write wherever it is applicable. Clear? And at least for the one sub question, you should mention the formula. Okay, number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of outcomes, total number of all possible outcomes. Okay, so at least for one sub question you should write the formula. Clear? If formula is not written, okay, marks will be deducted. Later from second question onwards, you can write like this, right? Probability of a second event is equal to n of E2 by n of S. Then you can find out the answer. Suppose the answer is 2 by 6. Again, you are not getting marks over here. If you just leave the answer as 2 by 6, always it should be expressed in the lowest form. Okay, then only you are going to get the marks, right? Suppose if you keep the final answer like this, okay, 2 by 6, you are not going to get the marks. You should always express the probability of an event in the lowest form only. Clear? Understood? Understood? Okay, so if you keep all these points in mind, you have done your exams brilliantly. After coming out of the examination hall, you say that yes, I have answered all the questions and all the answers. If you verify, your answers are matching exactly, but such kind of simple things you might have forgotten. You might have forgotten to add the arrowheads. You might have forgotten to join the ogive to the origin. You might have forgotten to draw the king. You might have forgotten to express the reason in the statement form of a theorem. Okay, because of such simple things, 1 marks lost here, 1 marks lost there, another marks lost there. Okay, all together you may lose 5 to 6 marks even though your answers are exactly correct. So I don't want you to be one of them. Clear? Right? With a great hard work throughout the year, you have put your heart and soul to get out of it, but because of such simple things and silly things, you are losing marks. That should not happen, children. Watch this video again and again, get the things, make a note of all these things, and adopt all these steps in your exams. I think so that today's video is very helpful to you. Let me come back to you with another fruitful video. Till then, take care, bye bye, and do not forget to subscribe the channel. I know you are not yet subscribed. Please subscribe it and watch it. Clear? Thank you so much. Bye bye.